It's interesting you said that part of it about the audience. A lot of the internet there could be some good, but there's also a lot of crazy talk and things on the internet. Sure. Yeah. Do you try to ignore that? Is there a way to deal with that, or not really?
You get used to it. Like when I first started, I was like, what in the world? And then just growing up around wrestling for the past 6 years, like you just get so used to it that it's just laughable.
How do women wrestlers get respect?
Shoot, that's a funny question. To be honest with you, I don't even know if women wrestling is respected. That's my honest answer. For us females, we respect each other. But a lot of times, we're still, like I said, a sex symbol to guys.
Do you think that'll ever change?
No. I really don't think it'll ever change. Ever.
Do you think that's too because of the audience? Because most of the audience is a male-type audience.
Yeah, and that's what, like I said, like with, WWE, that's the reason. There's, like, if you go to a independent show, and it's an all-guy show, there's always at least one girls match, because that's what guys want to see. They want to see girls rolling around with each other, because it's for their perspective mentality. So.
But you're in there and you still do it. Mm-hmm. So what are the reasons for you then doing it? Is it how much of a love or a passion is it for you?
I'm actually retiring. I have about maybe 3 shows left. I still have a passion for it, still love it, but sometimes you just need to grow up a little bit and get a real job, and to have a real job and to do this every weekend and travel all the time, it's hard and it takes away from your job, and I have bills and expenses and everything else. I've been going through a shit ton of stuff with my family, and they're back home in New York, and I just moved here 7 months ago. So I just want, and plus now my body's so beat up that it just can't handle it right now. I mean, I tell people I'm retiring. Everyone always says they'll retire, but then sometimes they come back. So I don't want to say I'm taking time off, and if I don't come back, they're like, what happened? So that's why I said I'm retiring. Can I ever get involved with wrestling again? Like, if it comes to being a writer or something, that's something I have passion for. I still love wrestling to death, but I just can't keep physically doing it to my body anymore. I'm 26.
What type of background do you have as far as what else you're going to do then for your life and all? Because this is more of a weekend thing for you.
Yeah.
So what field of interest do you have, and what type of job do you have? I don't know if you did any schooling or anything like that too, whether it be junior college or college.
Yeah. Well, when right before I started wrestling, I was a manager. So then I got stuck in a professional wrestling world. And I got super duper lucky because I had a match on SmackDown in 2009, and I started in 2008 at a match on SmackDown against Beth Phoenix. Nothing came out of it, so I tried again, still nothing. TNA never really looked at me. So, I mean, there comes a point in your time when, like for girls, it's 30 for, their age limit. So I'm like, I'm 26. I used to say 30 is when I'm going to tie up the boots, but I'm just like, what difference does it make if I'm sitting home or if I'm busting my butt day in and day out, breaking my body, watching girls who are fitness models get signed? I can get that phone call too if I'm just sitting home. You know what I'm saying? I did go to school for criminal justice. I might go back to school either for criminal justice or to be a psychologist. So
you have yourself
yes.
Plan B, or was that Plan A and this was Plan B?
Plan A was school, criminal justice. Okay, I'm a manager, working 50 plus hours a week, going to school. Couldn't handle both, so I took the management position because I didn't need schooling already because I already had my management position. Then got stuck in wrestling, loved it, did it all the time. I was traveling constantly, and was working, and I was living at my mom's, so don't have expenses really. I have a phone bill? Yeah. So and so I'm just like, I moved to Tampa for WWE because I figured if I'm closer, maybe something will happen. Nothing has happened, and I'm tired of waiting. I just don't want to wait anymore, just came a point in my life that I'm like, well, I'm 26. If I wait till I'm 30, then half my life is like almost over. Like 30-year-old women usually are like married, have a family, have a really, like I watch people that I went to high school with and they're like nurses, they have their own house, they're having kids, and I'm like, me, I got stuck in the wrestling world. So even if I was to get signed, I would still be petrified that I'm going to lose my job because, you know, I don't know which one's scarier. Not being signed and waiting for that phone call, or being signed and waiting. When am I going to get let go? So.
For this company here, this Battling Bombshells, this is your first time here.
Yes.
What are your thoughts of it, and what are your thoughts of possibly having a women's pro wrestling group in South Florida?
I've worked for a lot of women's promotions before. Today was my debut for Battling Bombshells, and they're a great group of people, a great group of ladies, and as long as they stick with it, I think they have a really good product. They have a lot of new upcomers, so that's what you need sometimes, because a lot of us that have been doing it for a bit are leaving. So now it's time to pass it on to newer.
Brittney, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.